One of the biggest problems for men after divorce is our way of isolating ourselves, that we believe that we can deal with these problems on our own. It was one of the biggest things that I had to go through, which is that I pulled back from the world. I basically pulled back from my family. I didn't feel I got the support that I needed from my family or from my friends. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this on my own. And that is honestly the worst thing you can do. So what happens is that you actually get more depressed. You get more stuck in all of the stories that you have in your head about why the marriage failed, why you're, for instance, a bad person or whatever. I had a ton of guilt and shame. I felt very bad that I couldn't solve and fix the problems that we had on one side, and on the other side I felt relieved because I was like, oh my God, I'm finally free to be me again, whatever that means to me or what that meant at that time. But the isolation is one of the traps that we fall in. It's one of the hardest things to move away from, because it is easy to just sit in that. And you have the isolation and you have sedation, and those two things go hand in hand, because when you're isolating yourself, you have to find a way, or your mind or your emotions will find a way for you to not deal with the pain that you're feeling. So that moves into the sedation mechanism of like watching Netflix, binge eating, drinking, watching porn, doing drugs, or having one night stands, whatever that might be for you, right? Everybody's different when it comes to our sedation mechanism and how we deal with pain. But the isolation of doing the more you sedate, the more you actually isolate yourself from the core issue of what you're going through. For me, I was isolating just by being in a like a little room, basically. I didn't have a place to live when I went back to Denmark. I was staying with my dad for a while, and a good friend offered me to stay in her extra spare room for a while. And that was basically my cocoon for a long time. That was where I was trying to figure out, what does it mean to be me now? What does it mean to be a man? I had absolutely no idea what it meant to be a man either. And it sent me on this journey to figure out what it means to be me, but also specifically what it means to be a man for me. And the isolation part, even though that now it has been a gift for me that I can see the dangers of it, at that time it was very seductive, right? Because I was so much in pain. I was in so much pain that I thought that I simply just could not bear it, right? I'll do another video where I will share a little bit more about how dark it got at specific times for me. But I'll leave you with this. If you are going through a divorce or contemplating divorce, or you have gone through a divorce, talk to somebody. Don't let your pride and your ego get the best out of you. Share your emotions, share your pain, because that is what eventually will liberate you from the isolation and the pain of where you're stuck. So I hope that helped. I'll see you tomorrow.